Hannah Dulcet. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Last week I was sick. Last week I had fever and the flu, and I couldn't taste anything, and I couldn't smell anything, and even now I still feel really bad. I feel a little dizzy. But regardless, I got things to do. I've been feeling a bit depressed recently, but I'm still putting on the good fights, spiritually and physically. Yeah. So, anyways, so whilst I was sick, I was watching a lot of YouTube snippets and shorts and videos of Bridgerton. And then I was like, wait, why am I gonna reread Colin and Penelope's story? Because those two are my favorite. And that's the only book I had read some years ago. And then I figured, since I'm watching the snippets and shorts, let me actually read book 1 and 2. Then it got me thinking, let me actually watch the damn thing because I wasn't watching it. I watched the snippets and everything. And I don't know why I didn't want to watch it. Part of me was like, I'm not like other girls, but I'm just like other girls. I like those kind of things. Love them actually. So I did, and honestly, I liked it. I really, really liked it. And when the funny thing is, when I was watching the snippets and the shorts, I was mostly watching season 2 snippets because Anthony, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's so handsome. So yeah, I was watching a lot of season 2 snippets, but obviously you can't watch season 2 without watching season 1 to get the gist of what was happening. And season 1 did not disappoint me. I was pleasantly surprised that I actually liked Daphne Bridgerton as much as I did. I thought she would have been an annoying character. I don't know why. I was prejudiced towards her character. I felt like, she's going to probably be annoying. But she is wonderfully a sweetheart. I like sweetheart characters. I dislike Eloise, but I'll soon get to characters I like and characters I don't like. But yeah, it's really a good series, and I would highly recommend watching. Okay, so Bridgerton, for those who don't know, Bridgerton is a Netflix series based off 9 novels, I believe, written by Julia Quinn about the Bridgerton siblings. They are Anthony, Benedict, Colin, Daphne, Eloise, Francesca, Gregory, and Hyacinth. Violet and Edmund Bridgerton named their children in alphabetical order to make things easier. Each book is about the siblings in alphabetical order, I believe. No, that's not right because Daphne came first and Daphne is not in alphabetical order. But then again, Anthony came second, Benedict came third, Colin came fourth. So maybe yeah. But anyways, it's about the Bridgerton siblings, and like I said before, I read Romancing Mr. Bridgerton before I read and watched anything else. So Colin and Penelope were my favorite. And then when I actually saw the series and saw the visualization of the characters who they had played, I'm like, yeah, I knew why I liked them. But yeah, character-wise now. In season 1, main character was Daphne Bridgerton. And like I said, I was pleasantly surprised that I liked her. She is a sweetheart. Like I said, I thought she would have been an annoying, unworldly kind of person. But I really felt sorry for her Callaways. Like, the times that they lived in, they're... For whatever reason, females knowing about sex was looked down upon. To an extent, I mean, it's kind of like that in modern times. My mother has never talked to me about sex. I was recently talking to some friends about that and my cousin. And I was like, our parents don't talk to us about sex. Like, you just learn about sex on the internet, in books, messing around, but your parents don't really talk to you about it. They talk to you to an extent to tell you good touch and bad touch, but like what goes on between a man and a woman relationship wise, they don't talk to you about it. And maybe because I could relate to that, maybe that's why I was drawn to her in a way. Because there's a part when Penelope, for some reason I keep calling her Penelope, when Penelope and Eloise are talking, and Penelope tells her that she never saw her cousin, but her cousin was in the familiar way. And Eloise is like, she's married, and she's like, no. And she's like, you need to find out how it happened so you don't happen to us. Like, it's sad. It's really, really sad. Like I said, up to now, that's how a lot of people think, especially young girls. They don't know anything about sex like that. And again, it's just sad. Season 1 was about Daphne marrying, Daphne going to the London season. This is where everybody, young females, seek an eligible bachelor. Young males seek an eligible bachelorette, and two families come together. And season one was about Daphne and Penelope's eldest sister coming out to the season. Daphne being a Bridgerton, she is sophistication, she is glamour, she is named the diamond of the first water. And she meets her brother's Anthony's best friend, Simon Bassett, the Duke of Hastings, now known as Forever. Or I may have butchered how Anthony said that. But yeah, she meets him, and initially he's like, this girl wants me. But she didn't know who he was because she was trying to escape this man who wanted her. And initially, the two of them couldn't stand each other because he felt like she was this inexperienced girl and she felt like he was an asshole. But he was a rake. A rake during those times is technically a fuckboy. Yeah, he was that. And nobody's a bigger F-boy than her brother and Simon, I guess. Mostly her brother. But yeah, so they eventually, opposites attract, they're drawn to each other. Them eventually there. The episodes, they have 8 episodes, and it would be nice if they had longer episodes, but there's something very nice about having something concise and just get to the point. And I liked that. Now, other characters I liked were Anthony Bridgerton. Anthony is a hoe. Oh, and I don't know, the guy that plays him, Jonathan Bailey, I like him. Him coming at this show, I remember watching this show series, Chewing Gum, and I remember seeing him. That's the only thing I remember ever watching him. I guess him coming at other things, of course. But Chewing Gum is what I remember him from, and he was funny. I'm not lie, the guy can't act. Like... Him scenes, his erotic scenes, his smut scenes, his sex scenes, his sexy scenes, them bad. Like, the guy, I just want to go on bed, pan floor and get swollen. Like, I'm not lie. But yeah. Yeah, but he's a really good actor. He plays his parts, aside from his sex scenes and so on. You can really feel the passion he has for acting. Even when he caught Daphne and Simon together, and when he's talking to his mother, and just in general, his scenes are really passionate. And I saw some snippets, like I said, on YouTube about season 2, and yeah, so I know he's a damn good actor. Another character I like is Benedict. Now, Benedict is played by Luke Thompson, and he's adorable. The actor that plays him is completely adorable. I'm enamored with him. He's adorable. Oh my gosh. I have nothing really to say about him. He's a good actor as well. Like, he's a really good actor. And I love his character, his personality. It really has like second son. Next character I like is Colin Bridgerton. Now, like I said before, multiple times actually, I like Colin. He and Penelope, they make a really good match. Colin is naive. He's the third son. Him kind of just like dead here for just, his Anthony being the elder. He has a lot of responsibility. Benedict being the second eldest doesn't have that much responsibility, but at the same time, if something were to happen to Anthony, he would have to take over. And Colin is just like the little brother who just like travels and, just being the little brother. I like Daphne, I said already. Eloise! Francesca is not really there much, but whatever. Eloise, no. I do not like Eloise. I don't like Eloise is annoying. She is annoying. And I guess the case can be made to say, oh, this and that. I don't want to make any cases for her. She's annoying. She has things at her fingertips, and I get it. Like, the case can be made that she's a woman living in this type of world where she can't really get nothing done. I mean, her mother is the Dowager Viscountess and has to depend on Anthony to an extent. The case can be made, but she's annoying. Mighty God, she's annoying. No, she's best friends with Penelope Featherington, and I've noticed with Penelope, even when I was reading the book, Penelope is this shy, docile type of girl, very coy, can't mash hands type of girl. But her attitude changes when it has anything to do with Colin or Lady Whistledown. Now, Lady Whistledown is this anonymous blogger of sorts during those era, and she writes this gossip column where she just chat people, and she not afraid for call names. She makes a list and she doesn't even check it twice. She just call your name, and I hate that. And Penelope is her alter ego. She's the one who writes in the shadows, watching everything and writes about it. And because she's so unnoticeable most of the time, it makes it easier for her to be Lady Whistledown. And Eloise has this obsession with Lady Whistledown, wanting to find out who she is. Everybody wants to find out who she is actually, because this lady a call name and she a step on toes. She throw her con and she a call foul. She a call foul him. But Eloise wants to find out who she is, and she's always pestering Penelope, you know. I think Lady Whistledown is this person, Lady Whistledown is that person. And Penelope is like, girl, like, she's my best friend, I really can't bother with her. And she humors her to an extent. And then when things get to her, she snaps. And like I said, I noticed with Penelope's attitude, when it comes to Colin or Lady Whistledown, that's when she snaps. When she gets really annoyed, because she's telling Eloise, like, listen, the world doesn't revolve around you. Other people have other things to do. You're just always going on and on and on and on and on about yourself. Like, do something for yourself. Well, she doesn't really tell her that necessarily, but the opinion is there. Now, like I said with Penelope, she's this very tiny thing and she throws some very deadly punches with her words. Again, it's something that I noticed in the novels, and I suspect it's because of the novels why I even noticed it about her in the show. What saddens me about her, though, is how in love she is with Colin. Now, I think the reason why I'm drawn to her is I remember being a teenager, obsessed with this particular guy. I was in love. Like, you could have talked to me. At one point, I was like, if he asked me for have sex with him, I would do it. When I was a teenager that time. So I get it. And he did not notice me. He did not notice my presence. And he was really good friends with my best friend. It irks me when I see females like that, and I'm just like, I relate to y'all so much. I don't like relating to y'all so much with this, but I get it. So it really saddens me that Penelope just like threw herself completely at Colin. You can see it. And I'm surprised. I don't know how Colin doesn't see it. You see how she looks at him, how, you know, she gasps, how her breath stuck whenever she see him, and yeah, it's sad and pathetic, really. You have then the other siblings, Gregory and Hyacinth. Troublemaker, I don't really have an opinion of them, really. Then you have other characters that I like, such as Lady Danbury. Now, Lady Danbury is a badass bitch. I love her. She's the Duke's godmother. And she says something, and I just can't get it out of my head. The way she said it, it was just so epic, like Shakespearean monologue epic. To me, it was. I sharpened my wit, my wardrobe, and my eye, and I made myself the most terrifying creature in any room I entered. And the way she said it, I'm like, boss bitch, babe. I like that. Keep it up. So yeah, Lady Danbury, she's really epic. Doesn't take bullshit from people. Like, there's this part when Daphne was having a moment at a ball and her brothers were like on guard. She's like, too late. I've already spotted you. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I look up to you, Queen. Speaking of Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte is hilarious. She's possibly one of the funniest characters. She doesn't have a lot of scenes, but whatever scene she is in, she makes it her own, and I love that. There's this part when Daphne, Simon and she chat some people at the ball, and the prince comes over, Queen Charlotte's nephew, he comes over, and he says something, and she starts snorting. I laugh because it was what she and Simon did at talk. And the funniest thing, when Daphne apologizes, and the priest is like, oh no, no need to apologize. And Queen Charlotte is like, oh, maybe some need to apologize. Like, the way she looked at that, just scornful. I'm like, scan them. I like her so much. Which other character I like? I like Violet Bridgerton. She's a nice lady. I like Will Mondridge. That's Simon's friend, one of his best friends. He's this boxer. The man is handsome, bad, like taller than them. Fish and not blurry, but like him. I love man, can't help it. But yeah, so Gossip Girl was Yeah, Gossip Girl. It reminds me of Gossip Girl, actually, as you say that. So yeah. So Bridgerton was a really good series, and I'm going to watch season 2 and prepare myself for Charlotte's story that's coming up. What, next 2 weeks? May 5th, May 4th, and my birthday is May 6th. So I have something to look forward to in May. So yeah. So yeah. So XOXO Bridgerton.